When you first open a stock trading app, one of the first things you notice are the strange combinations of letters beside company names. AAPL, TSLA, MSFT, AMZN. These are called ticker symbols. And if you are new to investing, they can look confusing at first, but ticker symbols are actually very simple. They are just short codes used to identify publicly traded companies on a stock exchange. Think of them like license plates for companies. Every publicly traded company has one. And those symbols allow investors, brokers, and trading platforms to quickly identify the exact company being traded. For example, when someone says they bought shares of Apple, the ticker symbol used on the stock market is AAPL. If someone buys Tesla stock, the ticker symbol is TSLA. These short symbols make trading faster and easier. Instead of typing out an entire company name, investors can simply search the ticker. But ticker symbols do more than just shorten names. They also help you avoid confusion between companies with similar names. Imagine if you searched simply for United. There are multiple companies that could appear: airlines, healthcare companies, financial firms. But a ticker symbol points directly to the correct company. For example, United Airlines uses the ticker UAL. So once you learn the ticker, you always know you are looking at the correct stock. Now here is something important. Ticker symbols are assigned by the stock exchange where the company is listed. Different exchanges sometimes use different rules for ticker symbols. In the United States, companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ usually have ticker symbols between 1 and 4 letters. For example, Apple, AAPL, Microsoft, MSFT, Amazon, AMZN, Tesla, TSLA. But in other countries, ticker symbols can include numbers or longer codes depending on the exchange. Now, when you look at a trading app, the ticker symbol usually appears beside several other pieces of information. You will often see the current price of the stock, the daily percentage change, and sometimes the market trend for the day. The ticker is simply the label that ties all of that information to the correct company. For beginners, ticker symbols also become useful when researching companies. Many financial websites organize information around the ticker symbol. For example, if you search a financial website for AAPL, you will immediately find Apple's stock chart and news. That ticker becomes the key that unlocks all the data. Another thing beginners often notice is that some ticker symbols look very obvious, while others seem random. Sometimes the ticker is clearly related to the company name. For example, COST for Costco, NFLX for Netflix. But other companies may have ticker symbols that seem unrelated. This can happen because the obvious ticker was taken or they kept an older name. For example, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, trades under GOOG and GOOGL. These represent two different share classes. Situations like this are another reason ticker symbols are important. They help investors identify the exact version of a stock they are buying. Ticker symbols can also help you identify different types of investments, like exchange-traded funds, often called ETFs. For example, an ETF that tracks the S&P 500 might have a ticker symbol like SPY or VOO. These trade just like a stock, so they are given their own ticker symbol. This allows investors to buy and sell them just as easily as they would buy shares of a company. Ticker symbols can also represent index funds, international companies, or even cryptocurrencies, depending on the platform you are using. For example, on some trading platforms, you might see BTC representing Bitcoin listed alongside traditional stocks. It's just shorthand. Another interesting detail is that ticker symbols sometimes become part of a company's identity. Some investors remember symbols more easily than names. For example, many investors instantly recognize symbols like AAPL, TSLA, or NVDA. Over time, those few letters almost become like a brand. Experienced investors often follow dozens of ticker symbols daily. They watch price changes and follow the news. But when you are just starting out, you do not need to memorize dozens of ticker symbols. Pick a few well-known companies and observe them. Watch how the price changes during the day. Notice how the ticker symbol stays constant while the price moves. That's how markets function. You will also notice that when financial news talks about companies, they often reference the ticker symbol as well. It's a universal shorthand. So while ticker symbols may seem small, they play an important role. They are the universal labels that connect all the data. As you spend more time looking at markets, you will begin to recognize ticker symbols quickly, just like sports fans recognize team logos. And this is a first step toward becoming comfortable, because once you understand tickers, the trading app screen becomes much easier to read. Those random letters start to represent real companies, real businesses, and real investments. It's the market's shorthand, a small code representing an entire business. And understanding those codes is one of the first steps toward understanding how the stock market works. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more beginner-friendly guides. Once you understand the language of investing, the market becomes much easier to navigate.